as good. Hopefully the quality is as good as Zoom. I just cancel my Zoom subscription. Yeah. So I hope everybody's all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if everybody's all right, can you show me the Korean love? Can you show me the Korean love, everyone? All right. Wow, such a big one. Okay. Today, we will talk about this in this next 2 hours. We're going to talk about health supplement content writing for SEO. What's wow? It's such a big word, right? And obviously, I will not be able to cover, everything. Yesterday night, I sent to you, I believe, 75, 88 pages of training notes, right? So this is what I do for my clients. Normally, I give them the training notes, but today I just want you to come with on the basis that I want you to catch rather than to learn, right? So I want you to catch what I'm sharing, because in content writing for health supplement category, it is very, very you need to be empathetic, right? You need to be empathetic in the sense that when we talk about empathy, we talk about putting ourselves in the shoe of others, and before we actually present to them our product solution, which is our health supplements. It could be milk thistle, whatever, right? So I don't want you today to be overwhelmed with today's sessions, right? I mean, I've given you 88 pages of training notes, but I just want to say that this, this is going to be your first step to this journey of content writing, right? Yeah. So I'd like to start off with, so if everybody is good, right? Can you again give me a thumbs up, right? I like to see you, right? Engage, right? And I would request Zakia and Pravi and Amirul to really look at me, right? Look at the screen, right? Yeah, I know there's going to be a lot of distractions, your mobile phone, and Bernie probably get somebody from Lazada or Shopee will come ding dong, and things like that. But my only request from all of you, right, is to really give me your full attention, right? Your full attention, right? And I'm doing this, as a pro bono for Thompson Health Group, right? And also for Edance. So Amiro, please thank Cyrus. All right. So hence, I want you to reciprocate by giving you your fullest attention. Can you do that for me?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. So I'd like to start off first in terms to contextualize the whole thing, right? Why we are doing this? Why are we, learning this, right? So health supplement content writing for SEO. All right. So I'm just going to break down this, 5 keywords, right? So the first keyword is health. Everybody say health.
Health.
Yeah. Feel free to unmute yourself, right? I'm okay, right? Because we are in a small group. So
Health.
yeah, health, right? Yeah. So the first keyword is health. And second keyword is supplement. Everybody say supplement.
Supplement.
Yeah, helps. All right. Supplement is something that, okay. Then the third word called content. Everybody say content.
Content.
And then you have writing. Say writing.
Writing.
And then SEO.
SEO.
Okay, Zakia. Okay, I think most of you in this room may know that what is SEO, right? It's an abbreviation of something, right? So kind of like for the sake of Zakia and Pravi, right? Amiro, can you explain what is this 3 alphabet word, right? What does this stand for? What is the abbreviation of SEO? And explain to Zakia and Pravi, right? In the simplest form, right? What is SEO? All right. Over to you, Amiro.
So basically, SEO is a search engine optimization.
Okay.
So-
Amiro, can you say a bit slower a bit, right? What is that three alphabet, right? Say a bit slower.
Okay, actually, S is for search, E for NJ, and O is for optimization.
Okay, so it's search engine optimization. So we have now this fifth word, which is an abbreviation of search engine optimization, right? So we have what right now? We have this keyword, these three keywords, right? Search engine, wow, optimization. Such a big word, right, Pravi? Zakia? Right. I thought, having health supplement content writing for SEO is really like, whoa, too much to absorb, right? But having another three more words, which is basically search engine optimization, right? So if you're going to break down these three words, right? So we have now how many words, right? How many words do we have? How many keywords do we have now in front of us? All right, can you put it into the chat? Can you just type into the chat in Google? How many keywords, right? How many keywords? So health, supplement, content, writing, SEO. That's already 5 words, right? And then we have basically search engine optimization, right? So is it how many words? 7. Wow, you're a good student, man. Yeah, you're fantastic because SEO is one word itself. And so if you break it down to search engine optimization, that's 3 words, right? So you got health, supplements, content, writing, that's 4 words, search engine optimization, 7. Wow. Wow, Amiro and Ivy, you really pay attention in class, right? Okay. Yeah, so good for you, right? Yeah. Ben, was yours a 7 or 8?
7.
7, yeah. Okay, give yourself a big round of applause, everyone. Fantastic. That was a trick question, actually. So some of my students, they say 8. Where got 8? All right. So okay, let's break down to the different words, right? Let's break down, right? Okay. Let's break down to all the different words here, right? Okay. So we have health, right? So that's the first word. We have health. Okay. We have health. Okay. We have next one. What we have? Supplements. All right. Thanks for helping me. All right. Supplements. And then 3, we have content. Okay. 4th, we have writing. All right. So there are a few elements in there here, right? So then we have like searched. Okay. So we have 6 engine and 7, right, which is optimization. Okay. So just let me break it down this one, and we're going to do this exercise together, right? Okay. So we're going to do this exercise together. So because of the environment, this is online environment and the limitation, right? Because Zakia and Pravi, you are actually sharing and all these things. I mean, I would love everyone to participate, right? So this is how we're going to participate. You're going to shout your answers, right? You're going to shout your answers, right? And I'll just type into here, right? Okay. So let's do this right now, right? Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to type into the chat board, right? Okay. So what is health? Can somebody define what is health? Health. The keyword health. What does it come to your mind? Can you just type in, right? Amiro, Bernie, and Ivy. Ivy, you can discuss that with Pravi and Zakia, right? And then type in. So Amiro, please type in what is your definition of health, right? You know, when it comes to your mind, right? So Ivy says is body and mind. All right, that's Ivy. Okay, Ivy says body and mind. And Bernie says it's the state of being free, from injury and illness and injury. Okay. While we have Ivy says body and mind. Okay. So these are like longevity. Healthy means so I will take away healthy, right? Because that's already the root word, right? So peaceful, right? So that's the emotional stage of mind. Longevity, all right? Why you live so long? It is trouble will. Why do you want to have a longevity in life where we are today in a state of a kind of like a trouble world, right? You know. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So it's okay. Yeah. So kind of like Bernie says, you know, that's spirituality in it, body, soul, and spirit. Okay. So we have Amirul, healthy state of physical well-being. Oh yes, spirit. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So so good, right? So health. Yeah. So healthy. All right. So kind of like state of mind. Okay. So this essentially, right? Okay. So very good. All right. So we have our first definition here. Okay. Second definition now. Okay. I want you to describe to me the word supplement. Right. Supplement. Right. Yeah. So, but of course, in the context of health supplements. All right. In the context of health supplements. Right. Because supplements can mean many things, right? So everybody, right? What is health supplement, right? Health supplement, right? Okay. So we're gonna put here. So what do you define as health supplement? All right, describe. Put it in the chat group, right? Put it in the chat group. Okay. So something is a thing, right? Amirul, okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's a thing, right? It's a thing, right? Something to improve your health. Ivy is saying being collective. I think this is a collective answer, right, Ivy? Right? Yeah. So you have an advantage there, right? Ivy, Pravi, and Zakia, right? Got three minds, right? So Amirul and Bernie, you're competing with them, you know. Kind of like healthy competition, right? So you got vitamin, extra energy, and natural food, right? So in the context of that, and Bernie says something to complement, right? I think the word here, supplements, complements, is true. Something common or aid boosting our health, right? So wonderful. Okay, so now I'm going to add in another word, right? So kind of like health supplement content. I think you might be able to guess where I'm going at, right? The directions that we are taking, right? So kind of like just let me just do this. Okay. So describe to me health supplement content. All right. Okay. Right. So discuss. Put it in the chat group. What
insights, benefits,
meat?
Daging.
Bernie, what's meat? Can you elaborate on that?
It's like
the ingredient, the
the meat of it, you know, it's the meat. It's the
pasta. Siapa lagi?
Okay. Sorry. Let me explain a little bit more, right? When I talk about health supplement content, I mean it's about articles, blog posts, content, right? That's what I mean in a sense, right? So you talk about health supplement content, right? You know, what are the content? The information, right? Yeah. So the content will be the information, right? So kind of like information, right? It's more in the context of information, right? So not physical meat like what you say, lah, right, Ben? Right. So kind of like
Informative meat.
come on. Yeah. I think Bern is getting very creative. But Bern, can you try again? Right?
Sure.
Yeah. Can you try again? Yeah. So we have like knowledge, benefits, insights, and things about health, how to stay healthy. I like that. Okay, Amirul. And Ivy talks about Ivy and the team. Right? Ivy, can you give yourself, three of you, a team name? A team name.
The team name.
Like, for example, Charlie Angels, right? Or Power Rangers or whatever. Powerpuff Girls or whatever. Can you give yourself a team name?
Satu Malaysia.
I'm Satu Malaysia.
Huh?
We want to call ourselves Satu Malaysia.
Satu Malaysia, that's fine.
Yes.
Actually, quite muhibah lah, your group.
Then Amirul should be in it also. David also.
Huh?
David and Amirul should be in it too.
Yeah. We're all Satu Malaysia, right? So this is all team Satu Malaysia. Okay, so we have active ingredients. We have Zach. Huh?
Oh, Zach said posting.
Okay.
Sinza.
Hacks. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so we have postings, we have tips, we have hacks. Wonderful. Okay, so right now we have this. We're going to actually merge this together, right? And so this is basically a task, right? So kind of like in the context of a task. So health supplement content writing. So can you define to me what is this task about? So in the context of task, that means you're actually doing content writing for health supplement. So can you describe that? Okay, Satu Malaysia, Amirul and Bernie. Okay, so Bernie says it's basically like listicles. So all these are formats, right? Yeah, that's great, right? So you have blogs, editorials. What about Satu Malaysia and Amirul?
Sorry.
So we have articles there, Amirul, pop quiz. Okay, fine. Yeah. So these are more like content types, right? Yeah. What about the process of writing health supplement content? The process. Okay, just now all this that you have here are formats, content formats, content types. You agree? Everybody agree? Right?
Yeah.
Can we be more elaborate in the sense that let's talk about the process, right? The process of content writing, right? Yeah, like we write for who, right? Who do you write for? Health supplements. Who is your target audience, right? Who is your target reader? Who is this content writing health supplement on health supplements for, right? Okay, so Ivy and the team, right, Satu Malaysia, basically is articulating the process, right? So the process is research, branding, branding pula. So sorry, yesterday I was conducting a workshop on branding. So still got some residue in my mind, right? Yeah. But branding plays a very important role in content writing for SEO. Branding is very important because just to give you a side point on that is that people normally read content, or you yourself will read content from sources that you trust, right?
Yeah.
From you trust. Right. In today's social media, there's so many deep fakes and fake news, right? And I'm sure that in your Instagram you have seen a lot of Trump and Xi Jinping, right? Having a deep fake and says that, oh, we don't want war in which country? I can't remember. Yeah, but we can't really distinct, right? So branding is very important, right? Because brand establishes trust, right? And when you have brand trust, people will read the article because they know that they can trust you with all the information that you've done, because you have gone through the whole process of research, brainstorming, idea generation, and then find the relevance in terms of audience targeting. Are we good on that? Okay. So and I just want to add on more. Ivy and team, all right, says it's market studies. So these are the process, and what are things to increase, right? Or what are the information, right? Yeah, so not so much of things, but more on information, right? Amiro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more on things. And Bernie talks about identifying the age of code. Okay. She probably have referred that from a clinical study, right? Yeah.
No, that's you.
You, David.
Sorry,
But 205.
sorry, typo.
Oh, reason, right? Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, that, ladies and gentlemen, is citation, right? Citation, right? So, if you remember during when you were in university, right? So everybody of you went to university, right?
Yeah.
Right. Amiro, you went to university, right? So, Zakia, you went to university? Yes. I see you nodding your head. How about Pravi? So, you are so fortunate. All you went to university, because I'm a college dropout. I didn't even go to university, seriously. Right? Yeah. But I did my MBA 13 years ago, right? And that's when I learned about citation, right? When you actually cite a code, right? Whatever things. Because in citation, right, just to jump forward in terms of our learning session together, is that in order for somebody or to know whether the information that you actually share, whether it's in a statement or whatever, when you have a citation, that demarks or that denotes credibility. All right, that denotes credibility. And that's why your professors in the universities or your lecturer says that you must cite, right? Because when you cite, it shows two evidence, right? One, you have done your research, right? Two, you have actually, from all the research statements that you have, all the hypotheses and all the findings from the research, you have basically assessed and done a literature review, right? Remember the word literature review, which is a nightmare to many people.
Yes.
Like those days when you read like thousands of articles, right? To write your dissertation, you have to do a literature review, right? To see where, what are whether it's credible or not, what are the further information and research and information that you need to gaps that you need to fill, right? That's how you write the paper. So kind of like when when we approach content writing for SEO, ladies and gentlemen, my friends in this room, all right, I want you to go back to your university days, right, where you were doing your literature review, because that is the first process of content writing for health supplements, and more so for health supplements, because health supplements has to do with life. Everybody say life.
Live.
Why?
The information that you give is life-changing or life-threatening. Are you hearing me not? Are you listening to what I'm saying not? The content writing that you're doing for health supplements is either going to be life-changing or life-threatening. I let that sink in for a while, right? So the approach when we do content writing in this task, right? I mean, Zakir and Pravi, Ivy and Bernie, you work in an organization, right? Right? You work in an organization which is called Herbal Revival. Wow, I like the word Herbal Revival. Let's look at about these two keywords, right? Which is the organizations that you're working for you're working in, and for me and Amirul, we are working for Herbal Revival. Right? So stay with me, right? Stay with me. So for Zakia, Pravi, Ivy, Bernie, you're working in, right? In Herbal Revival, Sendirian Berhad. Whereas Amirul and myself, we're working for, right? Herbal Revival. So there is two levels of responsibility here. For those of you who are in Herbal Revival, you have 100% of the responsibility to produce content of health supplements produced and manufactured by Herbal Revival. And when you write content about that, you are responsible for the outcome, whether it's going to be life-enriching, life-changing, life-enriching, or life-threatening. For Amirul, right, because you're working for Herbal Revival, I think you have about 50% of the responsibility. Are you hearing me or not?
Yes.
The responsibility that you have before you even pick up your keyboard and start doing the research, and things like that. I want you to know that this is a highly important task when you do content writing for health supplements. Yeah? So henceforth, I think it's very important for us to know that we are not just doing this as a daily task. So I just want to speak to Amirul, Pravi, and also Zakia. Right. I know that you work in Herbal Revival Sdn Bhd, right? And you might think that this is just a job. I may be presumptuous, right? But I'm just saying that generally people, when they work in organizations like Herbal Revival, this is a job, right? But I just want to encourage you. I just want to share with you that the job that you have can be either life-changing or life-threatening, especially in the context when you provide information to people in the search engine, right? So search engine in this case will be what? Google. All right?
Yeah.
Okay? All right. So I just want that to sink in for a while, right? And of course, Bernie and Ivy, you have the 150% responsibility, right? Yeah, and Pravi and Zakia is going to be 100% because you're working in Herbal Revival, right? And Amirul, you have 50%, and I'm doing this pro bono so I think I have I put myself 10% responsible, right? But the point here is this, right? The point here is this, right? So I want you to think, as you start doing content writing for health supplements for SEO, know that you have a heavy responsibility. So when you approach your research, the process of content writing, right? And coming up with all the different formats, whether it's going to be a video, an article, a blog, or whatever, and you look at who are you actually writing the articles for, the content for, you are just being responsible, right? Because and you want to help the readers to find a solution, right? To find a solution, right? So everybody think about that, right? So I just want you to take like 30 seconds right now. Everybody take 30 seconds. Okay, Zakia and Pravi, you have a notepad in front of you, right? You have a notepad in front of you. For the rest of us, I want you to later on what to do is to put in your reflection, right? your reflection into your notepad or the chat. All right. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds, and I just want you to reflect. What are you going to do next, right? Based on what I've shared with you on the responsibility that you have in content writing for health supplements, right? I just want you to reflect that for 30 seconds, and then I want you to write down, right? What are you going to do next in this context? Okay, 30 seconds starts now. So yeah, Zakir and Pravi, please write down on your notepad. Okay, don't look at Ivy. Knowing this responsibility that you have, what are you going to do? Okay. Have you done, Ivy? You want to put in into the chat?
You mean the point of reflection?
Yeah, your point of reflection. Yeah. Okay, Zakir and Pravi, what you can do is that can you just take a snapshot of your node, right? Just on a landscape mode, and then just WhatsApp to Ivy, right? And then Ivy just forward that to me.
Is it okay if I just type it? It's
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's not too long. It's not too long. All right.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Pravi, how do you spell your name? Pravi, is it?
P-A-V-I.
Pavi.
Yeah.
Pavi. Okay, and Zakir. Okay. So Ivy says we want to strengthen.
Okay. Nurture. Questions. My answering here. Questions. Tapi anything to it? Wah, saya karangan. Wah,
Okay, Ivy, I think no need to type it in, right? Maybe you can just say it out afterwards, right? Okay, let's start with Bernie first. All right, let's start with Bernie first. Okay, so Bernie says, with the team, I want to make a complete library of skeleton of our content information for our brands and products, and then plan how to maintain and update it sustainably, right, for all content format creation needed in the future, right? So kind of like a archive of live content information, right? So which is great, right? Which is great. So Amiro says research on credible content for people to really help them in life. So you can see that, right? Both Amira and Bernie, you can work together, right? Because Amiro, you got 50% responsibility, right? So I want you to work together with Bernie, and of course Bernie, when you create a complete library of skeleton, that also you can actually make it accessible to the Malaysian office too, right? Then eventually Indonesia and whatever countries that you're going to be, right? So this complete library can be shared, right? With the exception that for health claims, then it will be different from countries to countries, right? But then you can break it down later on, right? So Amiro, as you do kind of like all the research on credible content for people who really help them in life, especially in the context of health supplements, the active ingredients and things like that, right? You can see right on top, right? I mean, what kind of research that you need to do? You want to do research that that can help people to provide information to help people to improve their health, right? And things like that, right? So we make that as a reference. So Ivy, say we want to strengthen our research process, right, to ensure good quality information is shared with the audience, right, and more importantly, it adds value to their life. So wonderful, right? And Pravi, okay, use high. Okay, I think it's Zakia, is it? Use
yeah,
high
we just
quality.
combine. Can we put us as I don't know, one Malaysia team? We just combine our comments actually.
No, it's okay. Okay, we just break it down, right? Yeah. So use high quality is from who?
That's Zakia.
Zakia, right? Yeah. So kind of like, yeah, because one of the things that I want to highlight is that we all need to work as a team, because content writing is a very difficult task. It's a humongous task, right? That nobody can do it alone. Yeah, I mean, we can get help and assistance from AI, all right, from artificial intelligence. But the thing is that we should work as a team, right? And just use AI to help us to expedite some efficiency in some of our workflow, right? Okay. So and probably to be genuine, is it?
Yes, that's right.
And what's language? Yeah. So probably is to
I put language, sorry, because I thought if we have all the content, then we later on, if we want to go to different countries, all we need to do is just translate.
yeah. Okay, that's good. Right. And languages, right? And languages translations, right?
Yeah.
For local countries, right? Countries. Okay, wonderful. All right. Okay, and Pravi says to be genuine and open to write the right things at the right time. That's fantastic, right, Pravi? Because in search engine, right? So So the other word here is search, right? Yeah, search, right? And the things that I think providing writing the right thing at the right time is super important, right? For people, because I think in today's where there's a lot of information that's coming to our space, right? We just need to help our target audience or our customers, our users of our health products to basically have access to the right information at the right time, right? And later on we'll talk a lot more about search, right? Okay, so thank you for this. I just want to do a snapshot in terms of a pit stop for a while. How is everybody doing? How do you feel right now? All right. How do you feel right now? All right. Can you just type into the chat? Right. How do you feel? One word. How do you feel right now? One word.
Loading.
Zach,
Loading.
Bobby,
Okay. Bernie is curious. Ivy is eager. Zach is still loading. Yeah, a lot of information, right, Zach? I understand, right? And Amiro is fantastic. Probably still unsure. Don't worry. And Huisan just came in, right? Hello, Huisan. Yeah, Huisan, don't worry. We have recorded the session, right? So you can catch up later on. And I'm hoping that the quality of the recording is going to be good, right? Yeah. So anyway, okay. So fantastic, right? So how do I feel? I feel very happy because you're all very engaged. Okay, so the time now is 10:45, right? We started at what time?
10.
And
10 o'clock. Whew. 45 minutes just passed like that, right? Yeah, I know there's a lot of to catch, right? But as I said, a lot to absorb. But what I want you to do, right, at the start, right, when I shared that with the team, Huisan, I said, don't try to absorb, try to catch, right? Catch the spirit, right? So the first spirit of things that I want to catch, right, is what? Responsibility, right? So for those who are working in Herbal Revival, what is your percentage of responsibility, Bernie?
A lot.
100, at least 150%. All right. Ivy, how many percent?
150.
150, at least 150%, right? Zakia and Pravi, how many percent is and Huisan?
200.
100. Yeah. Huisan, you also 100%, right? And you're doing product marketing, right? So maybe I add another 20% to you, 120%, right? And Amiro, how many percent?
50.
50%, but can increase,
Okay.
right? Okay. So the next keywords, right? So we have 7 keywords, right? Which is basically health supplement, content writing, search engine optimization, right? So all 7 keywords, right? And we have described that, and we have done the reflection, right? In terms of our responsibility, right? So and this next three keywords is where you're going to dive into this step-by-step guidebook for Thomson Health, right? So we will not have time to go through every single one, but I say this is a journey. When time permits, I'll be happy to do this session again, right? As a continuation. Everybody good?
Yeah.
If time permits for me, right? Because I'm doing this as a pro bono, right? Okay. So just refer to that. Okay. Because of our responsibility, right? And we want to write content, things like that. And we know at the heart of it, right? It is all about our customer, right? All about customer. Henceforth, I'm going to share with you what I think who your ideal customer is. So in marketing, we describe our target audience as ideal customer profile. Everybody say ideal customer profile.
Ideal
customer profile.
profile.
In short, it's ICP. Right? Everybody say ICP.
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 Wow, when you say ICP, does it sound more sophisticated?
Mhm.
Right? It sounds more sophisticated. So whenever you write content and you want to sound more sophisticated, right? Well, big word, right? Always have an abbreviation, right? Ideal customer profile with the abbreviation ICP. So this is one technique number one. Remember that. Whenever you write content and you want to sound professional, you want to sound sophisticated, you want to sound like a thought leader, always have an abbreviation. In this case, it's called ICP. All right. Okay. So I want you to take down notes. All right. This is not in your notes. Not in the training notes. Okay. Yeah. So when you suddenly you put the word ICP, right, in this abbreviation of ideal customer profile, the value of this label, this name label, LABBLE, right, label, right, which is basically this label, right, the value of it from a psychological point of view just increases, right? Because from a psychological point of view, when you have an ICP, it helps people to remember, right? It helps people remember. So now, I hope by now, having this abbreviation ICP and knowing it's called ideal customer profile, I like to think that you will remember for quite a while, right? Everybody, are you with me? Okay.
Yeah.
So there are ICPs, which stands for what?
Ideal customer profile.
Right. So there are ICPs for each of Thomson Health Supplements product. All right. So in digital marketing, where content marketing is a subset of marketing. All right. Subset of marketing. So do you remember having to know and understand what is the marketing mix? Okay. So marketing mix, right? Marketing mix model, right? Which is basically the 4 Ps. Okay, so now we have the 7 Ps. So 7 Ps, right? So I just want to put you in the context of what is the 7 Ps, right? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is the 7 Ps of marketing, right? And where content writing for SEO comes in play, it comes under promotion. Everybody say promotion.
Promotion.
So so the task of you, this whole thing here, health supplements, content writing for SEO, which is search engine optimization, right? It actually falls under one of the 7 marketing mix, which is under promotion, right? So in promotions, you have advertising and content marketing, right? Content marketing. And I'm just going to blow your brain a little bit more, right? Wait, let me just check on this one here. Okay, so let me repeat again, right? Everybody know of this 7 marketing mix, right? So you have your product, which is all Thomson Healthcare's products, which is basically where's okay. So your products will be my Thomson shop. Okay. My Thomson shop. Okay. Thomson Health shop. Okay, so your products are all this. These are all your products. Okay, Pravi and Zakia. Yeah, and of course, Wisan, you're very familiar with all this. So this is your product, right? So kind of like your product over here. Okay, so content writing is you know, the under promotion side, and pricing, you have all the pricing here, right? Like for example, Sikilon is $85, right? $84. You have Liverin 98 from 98, right? So this are under pricing. Okay, then place is what? All your retailers, right? Your Caring, your Guardian, and all these things, right? And also your e-commerce website, which is this one here. Your e-commerce website is this. So this is a places. These are places where people can buy your product. They can either buy from online, or they can go to physically to the retail shop in pharmacies to buy your product. Everybody good so far?
Yeah.
These are fundamentals, I know to some of you maybe quite a, you know this, right? But I think it's very important to know, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why are we creating content for health supplements, especially for SEO, right? Yeah, and then you have people, right? People is the ICP, right? People is ICP, right? So ICP, basically what I've done is that I have like 10 ICPs for you, right? I basically identify, right, 10 ideal customer profiles for each of the Thomson Health supplement product, right? That's listed, right? So this basically forms the foundation of building audience targeted SEO content. Everybody say, right? Building is the foundation, right? Once you identify your ICPs, which is your ideal customer profile, it becomes the foundation, right, of building audience targeted SEO content, right? So right now, I want everybody, right, to put here, to write this formula, right? So I'm going to share you formula, right? Now I know Huisan likes formula, right? Because you are a pharmacist, right? You learn chemistry, formulas are very important, right? So the formula here, right, is ICP. I want you to type in ICP equals, right? Identifying ICP equals foundation for building audience targeted SEO content. Okay, so I want everybody to write this thing here, right? Identifying ICPs equals okay. So I want you to write this down and then put it in the chat group, everyone, right? For Huisan, Ivy, and for Huisan, Zakia, and Pravi, write on your notebook, right? This formula. Identifying ICPs equals the foundation for building audience targeted SEO content. Okay, can you type into the chat, or you can write it on your notes, right? Okay, everybody good? Right. So who are this? Who are these people, right? Who are these people? So kind of like you have various products. You have the foundation of good health, which is I taken from here, right? So imagine this, right? Think about this: a foundation of good health, right? Which is this one here. Okay, foundation of good health, which is a product mix of AGE, activated ginkgo extract, Thomson Liverin, and Thomson Ostropro, right? So you have your ginkgo, you got your milk thistle, and you got the Ostropro. Wow, I still remember the active ingredient, no? Not bad, no? Even though I only have that 10% responsibility, right, into this, right? And this has been categorized as the foundation of good health, right? And I must say it's very, very good, right? And but point is that who is this for? Who is this for? And who is this for? So can I just want you to just think for 30 seconds, right? Right, all of you, right? And I want you to describe your ICP for this product mix of AGE, Thomson, Activate Ginkgo, Milk Thistle, and also for what you call non-seashell glucosamine. Wow, I still remember that, right? For your Ostropro, right? So these three products, if who is it for? Who's your ICP? Can you describe? All right. So for IV, can you just discuss among yourself? Amiro, talk to Bernie. Right? Talk to Bernie. Discuss, right? So IV, can you mute yourself? IV, can you mute yourself? Yeah, you already muted. So Amiro and Bernie, can you discuss among yourself? Who do you think is this product mix for? Who is the ICP?
I think for
Elderly,
middle age
middle age.
to elderly people kan.
Yep, I think so too. People who are already used to taking supplements.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ivy, can you unmute yourself, please? Okay, Ivy, would you like to share who's your ICP for this? You're muted, right? Yeah, Ivy.
We came up with this. Our primary target was for people our age actually to get it for their parents.
Hey, hello. What do you mean our age? I'm much older than you.
Our age. Okay, that was not genuine, but okay. Yes, but actually for the sandwich generation to get for their parents, that was actually the primary target.
Okay, all right.
But observation is older generation don't really get supplements for themselves unless recommended by the doctor.
Okay, okay. So what you're saying here is the user is actually the parents, but the one who buys it are the children.
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right. What about you, Bernie and Bernie? Would like to share?
Yeah, Amiru was saying middle-aged to elderly people. I was thinking people who are used to taking supplements already because there's quite a few. I also be thinking people who have a few problems with their health lah. Then they want something to cover everything.
Okay. I'm sure all of you came from the perspective of when you describe your ICP, right? From your experience, from your interaction with your clients, of customers, and product knowledge too, right? So it's accumulation of all that, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I did was I had some knowledge on these three ingredients, right? But I asked AI, artificial intelligence, to describe who's the ICP for this three product mix. Okay, and I'm going to show you right now what does AI tells, and this AI has a name. It's called ChatGPT, but it's ChatGPT 4.5, right? Not the one that you use for free one. Okay, it's 4.5, ChatGPT 4.5. And I asked ChatGPT 4.5, and I asked also Claude, right? Claude AI, Claude, which is another AI, right? So anyway, don't worry about the AI, what's the name and all these things. But I use a combination of AI, by the way, right? So it's not as straightforward, as easy as asking them, ChatGPT, what is ICP, right? So there's a lot more sophistication in the prompting on this. But this is what ICP says, right? What AI says. So the foundation of good health, right? So kind of like it's a gift box for the parents. By who? By the children. right, by the children. So it's classified as a gift box, right? Sorry, gift of life when you put it and all these things, right? So you can start to be creative, right? Right. So kind of like described as middle age to older adults of any gender, often purchased for parents. Why? See, give yourself applause, right? All right. Sandwich generation, so Satu Malaysia, right? You say that, right? Often purchased for parents or seniors as comprehensive health gift, right? So the primary health concern is basically the general wellness with focus, because it's activated ginkgo is about improving blood circulation, right? And then because it's milk thistle in liverin, Thomson liverin, it's about liver function, supporting liver function. And because it's ostropro with glucosamine, which is non-shellfish, it is for joint health, right? So that's the primary concern that you address with this 3 product mix. So the bundle addresses symptoms like what? Poor circulation. So the symptoms are like dizziness, feeling cold extremities, and then for the liver, it will be sluggish liver. So as a result, the physical symptoms will be fatigue, indigestions, right? And then for joint pains will be like for joints will be joint pains and stiffness. So as a result, the physical symptoms of that is mobility issues. Are we good, everyone?
Yes.
Right? Would you describe as like that? Just now I asked you all to describe. All right. But this is more elaborate, right? Yeah. Then we talk about lifestyle characteristics. So when we define our ICP, which is ideal customer profile, we define number 1 demographically, which is age and gender. All right. So in age and gender, so kind of like this is considered as what I call the sandwich. All right, the sandwich generation. So Amirul and Pravi and Zakia, why is it called a sandwich generation?
Parents and children.
They're sandwiched in between parents, elderly parents, and children, right? And young children,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, absolutely, right? So sandwich generation. Now I give you a new abbreviation, SG. Everybody say SG.
SG.
So kind of like the conversation that moving forward when you all have, right? When you do brainstorming, right? You should say, the ICP for GB, right? For FGH, right? FGH, right? Right? All right. So our ICP for FGH is SG. Okay, everybody say that again. 1, 2, 3, right? Our ICP, okay, repeat after me, right? I think easier, right? Otherwise chaotic. All right. So our ICP for FGH
For FC.
is SG.
SG.
I tell you, when you have this type of coding, right, your competitors also don't know what you're talking about. But there is alignment, right, in terms of the marketing direction, the marketing strategy alignment, right? Right. So when we talk about FGH, we know it's a product mix of activate ginkgo, milk thistle, and non-shellfish glucosamine, right? Yeah. So kind of like that is for who? When we talk about ICP, it is for SG, right? Which is a sandwich generation. And the primary concern are basically all these 3 areas, right? Which is their concern, right? And this is the lifestyle characteristics. So typically, the individuals experience, age-related health changes. And so we're talking about users here. So when we talk about ICPs, we talk about sandwich generation. There is 2, right? 2 parties involved, right? One is the children of the parents or elderly parents, and the user of our product, the user of FGH, is going to be the elderly parents, right? So kind of like the the children of the elderly parents are very concerned about their elderly parents' lifestyle. Are you hearing me now? That's the narrative, right? When you describe, right? So typically, they are elderly parents, right? So say for example, I am the what do you call the children of the elderly parents. So I'm worried about my elderly parents' lifestyle, right? Because they are experiencing age-related health changes, and those with sedentary lifestyle and also rich diet, right? Kind of like, yeah. So for example, people who indulge in heavy eating, stay up late, face pollution exposure, right? And all those who have which have a strained liver and circulation, right? So kind of like, so I want to ask right now, right? Is this the lifestyle characteristics of the elderly parents? Okay, so Ivy and Satu Malaysia, can you discuss that for a while? And Amirul and Bernie, can you discuss this? So we say that the user of the lifestyle, right? So we are referring to the user of the lifestyle of the user. Is this a description of the elderly parents where they indulge in heavy eating, they stay up late, they face pollution exposure? Is this a lifestyle of an elderly parent? Yeah, can you all discuss among yourself? Amirul and Bernie, you can discuss here. Satu Malaysia, discuss among yourself. Is this the lifestyle of an elderly parent?
For some, yeah.
Yeah,
I
discuss
think-
that with Bernie, right?
I think looking after grandkids is missing out. Holidays, going on holidays. They seem to do that a lot. Taking care of grandkids and holidays.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So Ivy, can you unmute yourself? Okay, so obviously the one that's highlighted in yellow is actually describing more of the children, right? The children, right? Because they're sandwiched, they got to work hard, they got to stay up late, they got to entertain, they got to go dinner where there are rich food. Okay, yeah, and they have no time to exercise, right? That's why they have a sedentary lifestyle. You see what I mean, right? So this are basically, I call them the SG, right? They are the SG, right?
Singaporean.
No lah, not Singaporean. Hey, by the way, are you happy with the election result, Bernie?
Yes.
Wow, a resounding yes. Okay, we will you share that the next time, right?
Yeah.
So kind of like SG, right? Typical individuals who are sandwich generation, they experience age-related health changes too, right? Because they're probably in their 40s, in their 50s, right? Their 40s and 50s, right? So kind of like they experience what? They experience a sedentary lifestyle. They stay up late at night, right? Yeah, you know, and they do a lot of heavy eating, and they face pollution because the most time they are traveling. All right, they face pollution exposure, right? So kind of like that. That is the first one, right? So I'm going to put here. This is the first one, and the second one here is aging parents, right? Aging adults, right? Aging adults. So aging adults with emerging stiffness and past joint strain, right? Also fit in the profile, right? So and they and Bernie was talking about they have grandchildren to take care, right? Grandchildren to take care of when their children, their adult children, all right, goes out for a date night? Okay, everybody stay with me. Let's have one conversation here. So for FGH, we basically have two target audience, right? So potentially two target audience. One is the SG, and the other one is the user, right? Which is the adults' parents. Are y'all with me? All right.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So kind of like Bernie made a comment and says that they have grandchildren to take care of, right? And especially when the adults' children needs to go out for date nights. Okay. Yeah. So in Asia, as you know, it's very, very expensive to hire a domestic helper to take care of the children. Agree? Huh? Agree or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So in Asia, especially in Malaysia, or also Singapore, having our parents being healthy, be able to take care of the children, the grandchildren, is important, right?
Yes.
Is it important?
Yes, but shouldn't be for that purpose, lah.
No. That's one of the purpose. That's one of the purpose, right? Yeah,
So
and
they
the
can
thing
just
is
play
that
and spend time with the grandchildren, yeah.
of course. But I'm saying that for the adult children, for their adult children, they also want to have a peace of mind to see that the grandparents actually taking care of their grandchildren, right? Right. So what we are describing here is a lifestyle description, right? Between three parties, right? So we got the grandparents, we got the adult children, and we got the young grandchildren. There are three parties involved here. So what I'm trying to get at is that when we write content, we are actually writing a story. Everybody loves stories. Do you? Do you love stories? I love stories.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Who watches Korean drama here? Nobody? All right. I see Hui-san. I saw your hand, Hui-san. Korean dramas. Right? All right. Yeah. So the thing is that, all of us love to hear stories. So in content marketing, which is under this P here on promotion, to have an effective marketing mix in promotion, where we do content marketing. All right, this is a second tip that I want you to write down in your notes, right? Which is basically able to narrate a brand story. Narrate a brand story. Everybody say narrate a brand story.
Narrate a brand story.
Yeah. Okay. So side note, right? MB, right? Note, right? Brand. Everybody loves a brand story. Okay? Everybody loves a brand story. Okay? Yeah. So I've been involved with the Thomson Health business for the last 2 years plus, right? And we have we have our e-com website. Okay, we have our e-com website. This is our e-com website where people buy things, right? And so far, the thing is that if you look at the Google Analytics, where it talks about the website analytics, that information data about our website, which is this particular website, which is this Thomson website, right? This Thomson website. Okay, this Thomson website. So this, what I'm showing right now, ladies and gentlemen and friends, right, is that over the last 12 months, right? Over the last 12 months, today it's the 7th. So from yesterday to last 12 months, right? The last 12 months, the number of people who came and visit our website was 59,673. Right? Of which, right? These are all people who came to the website, right? And out of which 139 people actually bought something from your website. Yeah? Everybody on the same page with me?
Yes.
So there are people who buy. So if you look at from a business perspective, right? Our website got people buy stuff, 139. Obviously, we do a lot of promotions, right? We do a lot of promotions. Yeah, we do a lot of promotions in terms of our website, right? So we do like Google ads and things like that, right? Social media ads to drive people, right? And from here, out of about 0.23%. So from a business point of view, I like to say that there's a lot more potential to convert these people, right? This 59,673 people minus 139, all these people who have not become our purchaser, they are our potential purchaser, right? Agree or not? Right? So what I'm trying to say here is that in order to convert them, people like stories, right? People don't like advertisement. So it has really proved that if you want to convert people from coming to our website, who use our website, who comes to our website to become a purchaser, which we have spent quite some money, right? Some investment into into Google ads, into Facebook ads, right? He is only able to convert 139 users, right? And this is because fundamentally, people are not attracted to ads, right? Typically, think about this. Do you like ads or you don't like ads? Can I see a show of hands? Who like ads? Can I see a show of hands? Honesty, yeah. Honesty, yeah. I mean, just imagine, right? You're in a shopping mall, or happily with your family on the weekend, right? Scrolling around on the shopping mall, in a shopping mall, and then suddenly, 100 meters away, you saw the credit card representative sales guys. They start to look at you, right? They start to look at you, wow, targeting you, like eagle, right? A predator looking at you. So as you walk 50 meters, right? Right? Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Bernie, I'll
okay.
zoom out, right? Okay.
Thanks.
Right. So so as you walk 100 meters, 50 meters, right? Imagine this with me, right? Are you going to walk straight to the person, the credit card salesperson, or are you going to actually do a diversion?
Diversion.
Right? All of us will do diversion, right? Same thing, the same scenario with advertisement, right? As we scroll and as we browse our website, thumb scroll our social media. When we see an ad, we immediately thumb scroll up, right? It is not relevant. It is not relevant. We don't need that solution at that time, right?
Yes.
Or for example, I already have a credit card. Why should I have? Because the things that there was one day I walked straight to the credit card sales guys, and then he said, and he's from HSBC, right? And so he says, "Sir, would you like to have a HSBC card?" I said, "I already have a HSBC card." Right? You know what he says? "Can you have another one?" I said, "I already have a HSBC card, right? I don't need another HSBC card, right?" Then I asked him, "Oh, would you want to have another HSBC card?" Then I asked him this, "Why? I asked him why, and he was stunned.
Not just the color, but different.
Yeah, he was stunned, right? And the thing is that, so he replied, say, well, if you get a second, second HSBC card, you get this free, luggage bag. But I said, I already have a luggage bag. Then he paused for a while. Then he says, "Sir, please help me. I need to earn my commission." So this whole story, right? I think number one, you will remember, right? Would you remember this story? You
Yeah.
will remember this story, right? Number
Yeah.
two, in order for a transaction to happen, in this case, like for example, this purchaser, right? In order for this remaining users to become purchaser, they must have a strong why. Everybody say strong why. WHY. Strong why. Everybody say why.
Why?
Why?
Why? Not because you give them a Chinese New Year bowl, right? And chopsticks. That's not a good why. Sorry, Ivy.
Well, I think it's not good, so but I need to dispense, so no choice.
Yeah. But in order for a conversion to happen, which is from a user or visitor or website to a purchaser, we need to give them a strong why. Right?
Mm.
So that's the third item, right? In your notes that you write, right? So what was the first one? I shared with you the tip. Number one, what do you write in your notes?
Great.
Identifying ICP.
Identify SEO, all right, which is the foundation of
Evening or
Foundation for creating audience.
yeah. Then second one,
Everybody love a brand story.
that's actually the third one, right? The second one was to make you position to make people think that you are a thought leader and all this. Use abbreviation.
Yes, abbreviation.
Yeah, in fact, that's the first one, right? All right. So ICP, SG, FGH. Makes it sound what?
more sophisticated, more pro.
That's right. More pro, more professional. You know what I mean? More professional. Right. So the third one here is brand story, right? So everybody loves the brand story because when you narrate this, when you narrate the brand story, number one, people can relate to it, right? If they are in that situation, and I believe in a society where there's aging population, right? From the Department of Statistics, right? People the sandwich generation is getting more and more pressured, right? And the things that is very important for us to articulate in such a way that we narrate a brand story, right? So a brand story narration, right? Narration. Okay. So what we need to do next to increase this, all right, 59,673 minus 139 to become a purchaser is to give them a strong why they should be purchasing our products. From where? From our website, right? You need a strong why. So currently right now, the strong why is this. What? The strong why for Foundation of Good Health is, where is it? Well, Foundation of Good Health, it doesn't have anything, right? For Activate Gungo, it's good flow, restful sleep, good flow, healthy liver, healthy joints, right? So one thing is missing, right, Amiro? From here, right? From here is the why. Everybody say why.
Why?
Why should I pay $280 for this product? Right?
Yeah.
So that's Ivy, that's something that we need to work on, right? Why $280? So let's talk about why $280, right? Let me just help you to work on it, right? Okay, how much is it to hire what do you call a maid?
Oh, never had one.
Bernie, how much is it to hire a maid in Singapore?
Around 600 plus Sing.
Sing dollar, right? Times 3, that's about 1,800, right? Per month, right? Ivy, how much is it to hire a domestic helper?
About 1,007.
1,007, about 1,008, right? Okay, so imagine this, right? The brand story is this, right? How's your relationship? I'm talking to SG, yeah? That's my target audience, right? SG, the sandwich generation. So the brand story is this. Okay, I'm just trying, right? First draft, all right? First draft. So imagine, right? You are having trouble with your relationship with your wife, all right? And why is that? Because you have no time to spend time with her. And why is that? Because she's really reluctant to go out a date with you because there's nobody to take care of the kids. All right. And so the father or the husband says that why not ask our grandparents, right? Our parents, our elderly parents to take care of our kids. But the point here is that we can't, right? We can't because they are not healthy, right? They're not in the physically ready to take care of our kids, right? Because they got some, they got some symptoms, right? And they're not in that very good health, right? So that's one narrative that we can do, right? Is to to say that if an alternative to that is what, right? Alternative to that is to hire a maid, right? And a maid costs 1 month 1,800, right? So if you make a comparison between 1,700 per month versus $280, right? Because having this as a foundation of good health will help the parents to be more healthier, right? And more physical capable to take care of the grandchildren, right? You see what I mean? So you're making the cost comparison, right? Yeah. If I would invest $280 for my parents so that they're healthy, which is something that's more important for me as an adult children. And not only that, from time to time, when I need to build my relationship with my wife, we need to go out for date nights. They are healthy, all right, because they consume these three things here, right? That helps them, right? So they will be more physically able, and also mentally, because ginkgo helps, right, on the connective part of it, right, Huisan? Right, blood circulation, right, and the things that they will be able to take care of the grandchildren, and as a result, we don't really need to hire a maid, right, or domestic helper that costs 1,800 per month. So when you make that comparison in your brand story, when you narrate your brand story to narrate that story of the situation or the challenges that they have, right, and make that monetary financial comparison, 1,008 or 1,007 per month, right, to take care of their children versus buying $280 a month worth of supplements, so that their elderly parents can actually have better health. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
That is actually narrated in a brand story. So kind of like when we do articles, we approach it in that manner. Yeah, that's. I know it's a lot to absorb, but okay, just maybe I ask Zakia, right, or Huisan first. Okay, Huisan, can you explain back to me what I just said regarding brand story?
Use brand story that can make the audience relate to it, then it can easier to convince them to buy the products.
Yeah, that's the nutshell, right? Yeah. So you highlight their problems, and then you make a comparison, right? So from a psychological point of view, ladies and gentlemen, normally people will pay attention when you actually highlight their problem. True or not? Right? Okay. Yeah, you highlight the problem, right? So when we talk about headlines, when you write headlines, for example, right? Normally, what you do is that you say, "Do you have a what do you call a marriage problem? Are you did you argue with your wife yesterday night? Did you argue with your wife yesterday night?"
No, didn't have
Right.
it.
So if you have argued, right, then you will pay attention, right? Say, "Oh yeah, I did." And then that's where you start your story, brand story narration, right? And apply this called empathy. So another thing that we need to think about is that when we do content writing for our ICP, we need to be empathetic. So empathy means what? Being empathetic means putting yourself in the ICP shoes. So in this case, this ICP, right, is SG, and the products that we are selling is FGH. Okay, are you with me or not?
Yes.
Yeah, it's for FGH. All right, and in this product, FGH is valued at $280. And when we narrate our stories, we tell them that we empathize with you because it's very expensive to hire a domestic helper that costs $1,008. And we also know that you want to have a good relationship with your wife because you have not been going out on date nights because your children are young, right? And because you don't have a domestic helper, you can't afford to go to date nights because your parents may not be physically able to take care of your kids, and you don't want to burden them too. But if the offer is this, if you buy these products, all right, now, right, the thing is that eventually your parents will be more capable, be healthier because they have a better blood flow circulation, they can have a restful sleep, and their joints, they're more mobile, right? And then they can be able to physically, help you to take care of your kids, maybe on the date nights. You see where the narrative is all about? And hence, this offer now to you that we make is basically 280,000. Okay? Yeah. Ivy put there, of course, need to follow indication lah. Yeah, that's for sure lah. But before you can get into the need to follow indication, have a chance to tell them this: how many tablets you gotta take, how many all these things, right? You got to catch their attention first, right? You got to catch their attention. So by being empathetic, you actually are empathetic with the problems that are facing for each of the target markets that you're looking at, whether it's SG, right? In this case, the sandwich generation, adults, children, right? You identify the problems, and then you'll be attracted to the headlines. Then from headlines, they will read your brand stories, and that's where they will say, "Oh, there's this solution to it, which is the foundation of good health, which is a mix of these three products, which is activated ginkgo, liverin, and ostropro," right? And henceforth, the things that from there, then they will look at the product information, right? So product information here. So kind of like it's being described in here, right? So kind of like you have the description, and you have your ingredients, right? So each tablets. So I guess the instructive is where? Is in the pack, right? Ivy?
Yes, it's in the pack. And if you scroll down, dosage also recommendation.
Yeah, dosage recommendation. Scroll down, is it?
Yeah, scroll down.
Yeah, so you have that. So what I'm saying here is that before your ICP can even get into here, they need to read your headlines, right? Or the title of the article. Whether it's a YouTube title or a caption in your social media posts, or the title of the article in your search. Yeah. Sorry, Huisan. Pravi and and Zakia too technical for you a bit. But just know this, right? We need to be, when we write content, right? We need to be we need to identify who's our ICP, right? And we need to be empathetic, and we need to tell a brand story before we say that this here is our products. Okay, are you with me?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So the time now is 11:40. 11:39. Yeah. So we have another how many more minutes? 21 minutes more. All right. Okay. Let's take a 2 minutes toilet break because I need one.
Okay.
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 Come back in 2 minutes time, right? Okay.
Ivy.
Yeah, Ben.
Hey. Yes. I wanted to chat with you. Yeah, this is very deep today. Yeah, I'm just also digesting. Yeah, actually, I want to ask you because it seems like a very big, if we were to do this, like a very big thing. I'm not sure if you read his whole write-up also. He also highlight how to, what kind of KPIs to look out for and all those things. Then I feel like the entire exercise to optimize our entire website product pages is maybe quite a lot to do lah, which I think we should do anyway. Yeah, but what do you think? Because then maybe I thought we could maybe go through how to distribute the load. Because he even has a calendar planning on how to create the content as well. So yeah, I'm thinking if that we have the interns, then the interns tag on to Zakia and Huisan and Barbie also, as in virtually lah, if they need, then we can help as one team to get all this done.
Yeah, I think can, but I think the hurdle is to be able to cover this entire document first. I think my expectation we're going at this speed and this depth, right? I think we might be looking at maybe 3 to 4 training sessions, and that's depending on David's availability also. So I have gone through roughly, but it would be good to have David to guide us also lah, just to be very sure and set the foundation strongly.
Yeah. Wait, I also want to ask David, maybe when he put on his earphones.
Got anything you faster say now? Faster. Can you think?
Wait, she doesn't.
No, just kidding.
Actually, hey, David, can you hear us? David, can you hear us? I think you're muted.
Now I can.
Okay, wonderful. Can I just ask, because I actually read through most of your document already, but then, and thank you so much. It helps me digest the whole big picture and all that. But I'm just wondering, right, because I want to plan, we want to plan together as to how to execute what you're teaching us also. But I'm just kind of not sure, also in terms of Singapore side, which parts can Cyrus help us with, Cyrus's team? Then we can focus and distribute the load correctly. But I mean, maybe not now. Maybe you might want to finish the whole training first. But yeah,
Well, I think number one, I won't be able to finish everything. Just the intro section, right? Yeah, yeah. And I think number two is that I think both of you and Ivy and Cyrus, we can sit down together lah. Right?
Okay.
But as you know, I'm doing this as a pro bono. Yeah.
David, can I ask about the HRDF portion for this training course?
Okay.
Let's say pro bono lah, because it's under Navigator Asia Business, right? Which is HRDF.
Yeah.
So I think we can talk more about this later
Yeah,
on.
let's talk about this offline, right? Offline first. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's come back to this. Amiro, are you back, Amiro?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can turn on. Okay. So right now, so the key thing is that everybody loves a brand story narration, right? Especially if you, as a writer, a content writer, you are being empathetic and you have identified your ICP. In this case, it's SG for the FGH product. Okay, everybody is clear, right? So kind of like we approach that. So now we look at as part of the description of the ICP, right? And in this case, I got 10 ICPs, right? Which is basically, sorry, I have ICPs for every products that you have here. So I'm not going to go through every ICP. So I got for AGE, I got for Pamilex and all these things, right? But I just want to showcase, one ICP, which is the Foundation of Good Health, which is cost $280, right? In this case. So the next thing that we want to look at in ICP analysis, right? ICP analysis, which is the foundation for us to build audience targeted or personalized targeted SEO content, right? And why you want to do that is so that we want to convert these people in our website to become purchaser. That's the reason why we want to, right? But the approach is that we tell them, we highlight the problems first. So kind of like we look at the next thing, what are the common motivation, right? What are common motivation? So common motivation is to maintain overall vitality and cover all bases in one package, right? That's why it's called the bundle, right? The foundation, the FGH, the Foundation of Good Health, is basically a bundle, right? So buyers are motivated to boost energy, mobility for themselves, or their loved one. In this case, will be their what do you call their elderly parents, and often giving it as a gift of health during festivals, right? Like for example, Chinese New Year. Okay, in this case, I want to ask, right, Pravi and Zakia, right? Can this also be given during Hari Raya? Can this also be given during Deepavali? Can, and why is that?
It's a gift to everyone. Gift set to parents. Because during fast and also related friends, gift set.
Yeah, so kind of like if you put in the context of Malaysia, right? We always have this balik kampung thing, right? Balik kampungs to meet our parents, right, and our loved ones, right? Yeah, and I think this is not just limited to Chinese New Year, but also during balik kampung time, right? Because balik kampung is during festive, right? We balik kampung during festive, during Hari Raya, during Deepavali, right? I don't know about Wesak though, Monday. Do people balik kampung? This coming Monday is a holiday, right, for Malaysia?
No, not really. We start saying no. We start saying no.
Yeah, but it's a long weekend, right?
Yeah.
It's a long weekend. It's a Friday, Saturday, Monday, right? And a lot of people, we Malaysian employees are very, very smart on. We will take like Friday, or then we got 4 days in a row, right? Yeah, you see what I mean? So understanding the local insights, right? I mean, we being Malaysians and Bernie is like half Malaysian, right? You're half Singaporean, right?
Just fully Singaporean already.
Oh, fully Singaporean already.
But inside, I feel still half Malaysian lah.
Yeah. So 50-50 lah, right? Bern, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say here is that okay, stay with me, everyone, right? Okay, this is the next 13 minutes, right? Stay with me here. Okay, in order for us to convert all these website visitors, right, that comes to our website, which is this one here, right? In order for them to all these visitors, right, who comes to our website, there are like last 12 months 59,673. All right. And out of this, 139 people purchase our products on our website. Okay. So in order for them to actually make purchase, right? So for FGH, for example, right? There is no seasonality, right? Do you agree?
Yeah.
There is no seasonality, right? Anytime you can actually buy for your parents, right? Yeah, anytime you can buy for your parents, right? This product, true or not?
Yeah.
Because the situation where the sandwich, the SG, right, faces, right, they want their parents to have good health for a myriad of reasons, right? It's not seasonal. It can be anytime. It can be anytime, right? Yeah. So from a marketing point of view, we want to do promotion, right? And have what I call an always on campaign. Always on campaign. True or not? Are you with me or not?
Yeah.
It should be always on, right? Because we want to help. We are being empathetic and we want to help this SG, right? This sandwich generation, right? Adult children, they face this situation throughout the year, right? Throughout the year. So there shouldn't be any seasonality. And from a marketing aspect, when we do our promotion, right? When we do our promotion, it should be, agree or not, 365 days, and 24 hours and 7 days, 365 days, 7 days, and 24 hours, right? We want to tell this brand story. Are you with me? Because we have this mission, right? As far as Thomson is concerned, is that everybody, what's Thomson's tagline?
Your health deserves the best.
Your health deserves the best.
Your health deserves the best. That's your mission, right? That's her. That's Thomson's mission, right? That your health deserves the best, right? And that message should be 365 days, right? 7 days a week, right? 12 months, 7 days a week, and 24/7. And that's why we have website, ladies and gentlemen, website. Because while you're sleeping, all of you, Huisan, Amirul, Bern, and all these things, and all of you are sleeping, we still can carry on our brand story on our website. That's why we have website. That's where I'm going at. That's why we need to have a website. That's why we need to have a e-store, right? That people can come in 24/7, 365 days. But we need to attract them to here through what? Through promotion, right? So remember, website is what? Our e-commerce site is places where people buy our products, right? And the things that our content that we write is actually under promotion. So our promotion should be 365 days, 24/7, right? 24/7. Yeah. And therefore, the things that we want to tell that story, right? So kind of like coming back to here is that when you do your brainstorming, when you do your content marketing plan for FGH, which is a mix of 3 products, AGE, Active Ginkgo, milk thistle, and non-shellfish glucosamine, right? Yeah. The things that your campaign, when you plan your campaign, it should be number 1, what you call an always on campaign, right? Always on campaign. But to have every day to advertise, right? Is it very expensive to every day advertise?
Yes.
Very expensive, right? Yeah. So, but I will show you this one here, right? Which is basically where's my Google search? Okay, so let's say I type in here health supplement for liver. Okay, health supplement for liver. Okay, and you. Okay.
What's my neighbor?
Health supplement for liver. Okay, right. And we want to say, for example, we want to have this brand story for throughout the year, right? And the things that these are all the content that's available right now, which is basically you got milk thistles, you got dandelion, vitamin E, and so forth and so forth, right? And then if you click on milk thistle itself, the number one information about milk thistle is Wikipedia, right? It's a Wikipedia website. And they also ask you to search for, which is the technical term for milk thistle, right? Wisan and Zakia, which is silybum. I call it silybum. I don't know why is it called silybum, right? Marianum, right? So these are all different websites. And the thing is that what we do normally is that we advertise, right? We will do kind of like a Google Ads. And what it does is that because Google Ads is really, really cheap, right? There are currently right now 110 people who search for health supplements for liver, right? In Malaysia, 110. And it costs us in the Google Ads, it costs us $1.06. And that's because, right? Because it's cheap, right? It's cheap. We can do an always on. Okay, anyway, that's a bit too technical for most of you. But what I'm saying is that when we discuss about campaigns, right, it shouldn't be just for FGH. It should be throughout, right? You should have a campaign that's always on. People looking for health supplements for liver. There are 110 of them in Malaysia. On every month, they search for health supplements for liver, right? And in order for you to have a always on campaign throughout 365 days, you actually use Google Ads, right? Google Ads to do that. So then think about balik kampung, right? As an what do you call as a campaign team, right? So it could be balik kampung during Hari Raya, balik kampung during Chinese New Year, balik kampung during what do you call Deepawali, right? Or any long holidays, right? So this one, you would do it more. Instead of Google Ads, what you do is that you want to distribute your brand story through having like bigger campaigns, right? Like your social media ads, where there's more visuals and more lifestyle. Yeah. Okay. Then we look at purchasing behavior, right? So kind of often bought as a seasonal gift bundle for health-conscious consumers who prefer holistic and preventive solution. All right. Yeah. So how do they know that this is a good solution? So what I'm saying here is that so the SG, I think the criteria to sell foundation of good health, right, which is the mix of 3 products, it should be targeted at people who is familiar with these 3 products. That means what I'm saying here, Ivy, is your current customers. It's your current customers. So in order for you to promote these 3 products, right, you can't promote it to a stranger, a person who doesn't know your brand or your product, who has not tried your product.
Yes.
Yeah. So you should be targeted at people who are currently in your EBER program, which is your loyalty program, right? And also information about those people who has given you testimonies about the efficacy of any of these 3 products.
Right.
And then what you want to do is that you want to develop a balik kampung campaign towards them.
Okay.
Yeah, same or not? So number 1, they have tried your products and they know their product is good. And number 2, your brand story says buy for your parents. As you have experienced the benefit, the health benefit of these supplements, of these 3 ingredients, right? Why not extend that, right, to your parents? And then you do the narration of stories, right? And then give them the offer. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah. So and you do that on seasonal, right? Which is the Balik Kampung campaign. So we have a first strategy in terms of our campaign, which is an always on campaign. That is through using Google Ads. Whereas for the seasonal campaigns, right? I call it the Balik Kampung campaign, right? Then what we do is that we use social media ads like your Facebook, right? Your Instagram, the social media, what do you call ads, right? In order for us to promote this and tell our brand story. And then we can look at YouTube ads, all right? So YouTube ads tends to be better in terms because it's video format, right? It's video format, and then you can run YouTube ads as they scroll on the YouTube. You can do targeting on that. Okay, everybody good? I think this is very much for Ivy, Bernie, and Amiro. All right. Yeah, because as you develop campaigns, you want that aspect. But obviously, the things that in order for us to write campaigns, right, we need to have content, right? So going back to Hui-san, Zakia, and Pravi, right? How is it relevant to you? You need to write articles, right? You need to write your brand story, right? In order for Ivy and Bernie and Amiro to develop the campaign. Yeah. So therefore, it's important for us to look at the common what they call motivation and also the purchasing behavior. Okay, the purchasing behavior. So kind of like if you look at this, often bought as a seasonal gift bundle by health-conscious customers who prefer holistic and preventive. So look at customers that has been using your products. They understand, your solutions that you offer to these 3 products. And so look at the data that you have, right? The database that you have from your loyalty program, which is your eBer thing. And then develop this campaign towards them, right? So you do a combination of the social media ads plus your email marketing, all right? Or WhatsApp marketing, right? In order to reach out to them. Because you have their email, you have also their phone number, their WhatsApp number, right? Okay. And in ICP also articulates which product, this product FGH, right? FGH is not suitable for, right? So kind of like it's not recommended for pregnant women, right? And those on blood thinning, right? Because ginkgo is actually a blood thinning thing, right? Am I right, Zakia? It's blood thinning, right? So it's not that, right? Due to ginkgo content, and also not intended for children, teenagers, right? And individuals who are known allergies to ginkgo should avoid it, right? And you might want to say also for the non-shellfish glucosamine, right? Is also good for people who are not allergic to shellfish, right? Glucosamine. So kind of like this is the application of identifying ICP, which is the foundation for audience targeted SEO. All right. Okay. So now it's 12:01. We're going to end our sessions. Like I said, we have a look, at the what do you call the training notes that I shared with you, and be happy to run through the next session with you, which basically talks about step-by-step guide on Thomson Health, right? A guidebook, right? So this is the guidebook that we have, and there's kind of like step-by-step. What are the things that you need to do to understand, like for example, SEO landscape for health supplements, right? And also implementing this principle that is governed by Google search engine, which is called the EAT, right? So which basically the components are experience, right? So the attributes of the content writer must be experience, must have the expertise, and also the authoritativeness and trustworthiness. These are the 4 key components, right? And then of course, before you even write, you need to actually do a keyword research for health supplements, right? As I said, right, first, because you are empathetic, you need to start off with the customer problems and needs first. Yeah. Okay. Are y'all with me or not?
Yes.
So before you start, right, your keyword research process, right, you gotta start off with what's the customer problem, right? And this is where you use ICP, right? ICP, right? And in line with the products that you have. So kind of like you need to research the ingredient specific terms. You need to analyze competitors' keywords. You need to include the benefit and outcome, and all these different things, right? Yeah. So kind of like then I'm sharing with you also what are the content creation best practices. Okay. Yeah. what are best practices, and then what are the content structure, right? And just like to highlight to you also the different types of content health supplements, right? So what I'm doing with you right now is that I'm just going through the training notes, what is there for you. I know, Bernie, you have gone through the whole thing, right? But for the rest of you, this is what the training notes comes about, which is basically a step-to-step guide, right? So you have like content types for health supplements, like product description. They normally come in 60 to 120 words, right? They have your ingredient explainer, which is slightly more elaborate, 300 to 500 words, right? Then you got problem solutions articles, which is great for campaigns, right? You want to attract them. Remember, I talk about if people can relate to the problem that you highlight in your headlines, right? They will want to learn more, right? And then you have research summaries, which is great for what? No, for people who wants to know more, right? Because there are people, especially in terms of health supplements, right? They want to find out to see whether the ingredient, the active ingredient, is actually suitable for them or not. So they will do research, right? And they'll compare with the other alternative active ingredients. So what you can do is that you can do a research summary. Then you can have like FAQs content, and also you can have a benefit focused comparison, right? So there are different types of content types for health supplements, right? And then from there, once you have done that, identifying which content type, then you have the content structure for SEO, right? Which is your headlines, your content formatting, and because most of us actually uses our phone, right? Do you agree? Use our phone to browse the website, right? Even what to eat afterwards, right? You also Google, right? Using your phone, right? Where's the best nasi lemak, or where's the best nasi kandar, right? So everybody uses phone. So same thing, our ICPs also use 90% of the time uses what you call phones, right? As opposed to desktop, right? So when we create content, we got to be mindful of the size of the screen. We got to be mindful of the size of the screen, right? So people don't want to read long articles, right? They want to read summaries. They want to read, So problem articles normally this. They will find that out in what you call in through their phones, right? And then when they go home, they will look at their desktop. So it's kind of like two devices, right? If they want to read more about the articles. Then I'll show you also about persuasive writing elements, all the different styles of writing elements, right? Okay. So kind of like benefit and approach. First approach, address objections, social proof integration. This is where your testimonies comes into play, right? I know Bernie and Ivy, always have, the intention to collect testimonies. Having a testimonies in your articles and your content is very important, right? What are the social proof, right? Then you have to balance both the emotional and rational appeals, because our creator God creates with the left brain and right brain, right? So the left brain is the creative side, right? And the right brain is actually the logical side. So when we communicate our messaging, it has to appeal to both. But okay, this is the last this is the last tip for the day that I want you to write down. Okay, people do not buy based on logic; they buy based on emotion, and then justify it later with logic. So what I'm saying here is that, I repeat, people buy based on emotion and not on logic. But
I think that was shocks me.
okay.
Wow, audience.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that people buy based on emotions and then justify it later by logic. Okay. So write that down. I think you can relate to that, right? So what's one thing that you buy based on emotion first? Pravi, what's one thing that you bought recently that was based on emotion?
That's sustenance.
Since you can realize what I've done.
What's it?
Food. Food. Mention food.
Food, is it? It was based on emotion, right? Because it tastes good, it tastes good, right?
Dessert.
Yeah.
Ice cream.
Yes,
Ice cream, right? And then how do you rationalize then later? Because guilt comes in, right? After
Yes, the
eating the
guilt
dessert. Yeah. How do you justify that later on rational?
Just say maybe it's for one day and then we don't do it again.
Yeah. Because you deserve it, right? You work very hard. You want to reward yourself, right? You justify that. Yeah. So same thing with our ICP, right? You need to balance the emotion and rational appeal. But first, we got to reach out to them on the emotions. So like, remember the headline that I said, did you argue with your wife yesterday night? Right? So that invokes what? The emotion part. Then after that, you tell your brand stories, you say, here's a solution. That's the rational part. Product stories is always rational, right? Product stories is always rational. But your ICP's problem is always emotional. You hear me? I repeat, Actually, what did I say?
ICP is always emotional.
Yeah. ICP's problem is always emotional. Your product stories, your product information is always rational. So in order for you to convert people from here to here to purchaser, you need to tell a brand story. So ladies and gentlemen, it ends our session for today. All right. And I hope you benefited from it. And so Ivy and Bern, let's take an offline session on this, right? How we're going to move on the next step.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, David.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.
Thank you very much, David. Thank
Okay,
you.
wait. I want to take a
Thank you.
picture. I want to take a picture. All right. So Ivy comes to the camera and don't show me your finger lah. Sounds so wrong.
Your finger. Cannot. Wait, Joe. Wait, let me push it back. Yeah. Okay, never mind. I go to Tucson.
You go to Houston.
You see that next? Cannot see also.
Okay, can. I can see everyone already.
I'll fill the gap.
Okay, at 3, 2, 1, look at the camera and smile and give me a thumbs up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. Have a good one the rest of the day. Bye everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
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 Bye.